Welcome back to the Fire Emblem 4 playthrough, and yes, this will be the last part of Chapter 2. It's been a very long chapter, but Chapter 3 isn't nearly as long as this one. And in fact, not only is it shorter, it's actually a lot more eventful. In fact, it's pretty much pure action the whole way through, and contains some very significant moments in the story. So, I apologise if some of this chapter is a bit boring to watch, but hopefully the next one will be better. But anyway, before you finish this chapter though, we'll need to, and it was pretty obvious this would happen eventually, we finally get to take down Shagall, the villain of this chapter. I want to make sure Fury's out of range of those things. And regarding Shagall, you probably see by his map sprite that he's of a different class than any enemy you faced before. Basically, Shagall's class is Baron, which you'll be seeing a lot of as the game progresses. It's used for a lot of bosses, and I mean a lot of bosses. And the Baron class is basically an enemy-only class, similar to General. In fact, it has great shield, so but it's pretty similar to General, except that, like the Master Knight class, which you'll be seeing in Chapter 3, they have an A rank in all types of weapons and magic. Of course, you don't see that come into play at this point, because Shagall's only armed with a silver blade and a Libro staff, actually. Yeah, when I mentioned the Libro staff in the previous part, I forgot to say that Shagall actually has it. Of course, that's what he drops when you defeat him, but just like that sleep staff, it's very difficult to actually get it for someone who can use it. So you'll need to make sure to sell it to the next chapter. Of course, though, it is a very, very, very useful staff, because it basically works like a regular healing staff, except it heals any character within 10 squares of you. So basically it's a long-range healing staff, which is really useful, particularly when, yeah, I'll have 2 low hit chance if I do that. Yeah, another thing I realised, Shagall has no ranged attack, so you can take advantage of that all you want. Of course, that silver blade is pretty powerful, so you'll need to watch out for that. It's preferable to just let him attack you and not the other way around, because I've said it before, with bosses, you don't want to risk getting hit by them twice. In this case, you really don't, because Shagall has some fairly decent stats, and that silver blade is one of the strongest weapons in the game. Well, normal weapons. Well, at least Fury slightly made up for that horrible excuse for a level up she got before. Yeah, Silver Blade is probably one of the strongest basic weapons you'll be seeing. Of course, later on in the game, you'll see bosses armed with weapons that are far from basic. Right, I think it's time to attack him. Typical generic villain cockiness. Anyway, something you might notice there is, yes, Shagall actually has a different boss theme. And I think, yeah, it's pretty understandable, seeing as he's basically behind all the events of this chapter, and you've been waiting this long to smash his face in, so... As far as powerful boss themes go, I really do like this one. It is very good. Not quite as good as the one in Sacred Stones, but still it's... Interesting, I just did that with Fury just to get her extra experience. I didn't realise she had a conversation with Shagall, but now that I think about it, it does make sense, seeing as he deceived her into attacking your army. Now, of course, Lachesis, as you might expect, also has a conversation with Shagall, but unless she's of a very high level, like in my playthrough, then she'll probably die in one hit. I only recommend doing this to see the conversation if you've done what I did and got a level 20. Just in case you're wondering, I did check beforehand and that wouldn't have killed her. Still, she can't really do much to him anyway. I'd like to use this as an opportunity to get Fury more experience. Now technically you could boss abuse this guy, but it's significantly more dangerous seeing as, yes, he can do that. Probably best just to take him out as quickly as possible. If you're playing this, you're probably sick of bosses that take ages anyway. You know, like Macbeth. I'm not sure how many turns it took me to beat him, but it was quite a while. But looks like it's the end for Shagall now. Don't miss. And please don't activate Great Shield. Oh, damn it. Well, I guess Fury has to... not really likely, but... Anyway. And with that, Augustria is saved. Or is it? This event that's coming up, I actually find it quite interesting because... Well, I like the far more realistic approach to invading other countries this game takes, because when you see this next cutscene coming up, you'll probably start to realise just how messed up Augustria has become due to your influence. Certainly makes a change to the attitude of, oh, this country is inherently evil, it deserves to be invaded, that's taken in every other game in the series. Well, I guess that makes sense. Eltersan's acting a little bit like Camus here. Doesn't quite realise how corrupt the people he's fighting for are, but... Well, he does, but... he can't betray them because of his, you know, knight's honour. Yeah, Sigurd never really quite realised the consequences of this. I mean, it's all well and good that you've ended Shagall's rule, but this is going to create a lot of problems for Augustria. You can probably see a bit of foreshadowing in this dialogue, and I think you might be able to anticipate what's going to happen in the next chapter. But anyway, that's the end of chapter 2.